believe it's the 7th. November 7th. It's about half an hour from peak low tide. There's some birds out there. Now, for a harbor that has 300 seagulls and 150 cormorants, there is not much on that front reef. One should look for the seal activity too.
Oh, I know.
Because we've got the harbor seals and gray seals that live here in the harbor. They'll be here right up until next July. Then they're going to go down into the Gulf of Maine to warmer waters, and they'll return in September. I don't think I've seen porpoise in here, but I know there are porpoises. Sometimes they'll come close to the mouth of the harbor if they're chasing a school of fish in, because the porpoises love fish. These waters here, there might be some seal activity. Almost peak low tide. There should be something looking for fish to eat. Turn the radio on. There's a little GPS radio. Yes, a Cobra Microtalk. A Cobra Microtalk general purpose service radio. Most people around here associate these with police agency or security or something along that line. But the fact is, you can buy these radios in quite a few places and use it as a family. If you want to go fishing, hunting, whatever, you just have to remember that they're line of sight communications. I see a seal. No, wait. Where is it? Let's look at the bigger picture. Ah, I think that is a bird. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they can actually fool a person. Now, somewhere in that water, there just may be a seal, just leisurely swimming around, looking for fish. Okay. Cormorant. I remember once when I was young, my twin brother and I and our cousin, we were kind of playing in the water. No, we were just kids then, literally 12, 13. Now, I'll show you where we were swimming at. We were in those waters, just off on the Red Head coast. There's all kinds of beaches, and in that water, just between this land closest to the camera and that land furthest away, that body of water there, we were in there, and they were just drifting, hanging on to this log, and we were gabbing away, and we didn't realize that the tide had changed, and before we knew it, we were out beyond that buoy, somewhere between the buoy and the horizon. We had to we took one look around. It was a whoa, what happened? And we kicked our way back to shore. But that tells you what can happen if you're careless. You can get swept out to sea, no problem at all. Yeah, we were just hanging onto this floating driftwood log. I happened to let go of it because I thought we were still, part of my mind thought we were still on the sandbar that we that we had kind of walked out to when we were hanging on to the log. And I must have dropped down 15 feet or more, and all I saw was a brown clay bottom, brown sedimentary clay bottom. And boy, talking about make a fast swim to that log. Wow, that was a surprise. It happened so quick. I didn't even close my eyes or anything because I wasn't a really good swimmer. And I hated water washing over my eyes. But I went down like a stone and back up and made a dash for the log. And, and we looked around, we gotta get back to shore. But yeah, we wound up from in the waters over there to out there. It was an interesting event. Now there's two other boats beyond the breakwater. Perhaps one of them might come in when the tide starts coming in. That's what they usually wait for. Oh, whoa. There's a whole bunch of people out there. That is mighty interesting. I hope they're careful over there. You see the old buildings that are still standing out there on the island. They're full of graffiti and old drug paraphernalia. They're full of shafts and tunnels and stuff. It's like if you fall out there and you're alone, you're in trouble because you're not going to have no help. Not unless you have a telephone. And if you don't have a phone and you happen to fall down in that old hospital, you're in trouble. Now, yeah, with the naked eye, you would barely notice those people, but this camera brought them in pretty good. I wonder, well, they'll probably end up going to the island. They're all headed that way. morning it's like, it's 11 Celsius. There's a slight wind, so it feels more like an 8 or 9 Celsius. If the wind rose higher, it would feel a little bit lower. But this is the transition temperature. So if you go out dressed just for this temperature, then you get stranded. And the temperature drops into the zeros. Some hours later, you're going to be in trouble if you don't have a way to keep warm. That must be some teenagers, high schoolers. Well, from here, that breakwater, I believe, is around 1,000 feet away. The tanker beyond isn't that far out from the breakwater. This is this 40 wide zoom. It's a 40 zoom camera, and I think it's already maxed out for zoom. Yeah, this camera does a really good job for filming. Yeah. Yeah, the armor, the rocks that make up the breakwater, they're full of pitfalls. You can break a leg over there, no problem at all. Break an ankle, no problem at all. And if you're stuck after high tide and it is windy or stormy, you could be in trouble because a wave could wash you right off that into the water. Or the wind could blow you off balance, and you could fall in the water. Yeah, someone was saying, well, maybe they could make a road on that. Build it up and make a road and put condominiums on the island. That would almost be sacrilegious. It's a historical site. But then again, that doesn't matter. There's already been at least 20 churches taken down. Instead of making a new roof, just tear the church down. And then some construction conglomerate can make a bid on a hotel or a condominium. Quite a few people going out there today. Now, the government will protect that site not because of that Celtic cross, not because of the 9,000 years of human history on the island, because of that communications array that's very much protected. And I'm sure it is under surveillance. They've got to have sensors and cameras set up around there. That's the old wharf. I'll keep an eye on that beach in case anybody that goes onto the island decides to take a gander down there. Yeah, those people are still there's two. Three, 4, 5, 6. No signs of seal on the rocks. Yeah, during the Great Irish Famine, 100,000 Irishmen came through there, and this is where you were quarantined. You were checked for various diseases, and if you were healthy, you made it off the island and you were allowed onto the mainland shore. But if you weren't healthy and you passed away, the old hospital there is a crematorium site, and when you expired and your soul went to heaven, your body was burned at the crematorium.